Could you explain to someone who isn't Asperger's what it's like to be Asperger's?
Not, it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like I'm in my own little world that's kind of, it's like I'm living in this one, but I'm experiencing something very different from what everyone else might be thinking or experiencing.
You need to constantly look at their gifts in their diagnosis, not what their limitations are, and they should never be defined by their diagnosis, that it's just a part of who they are. It is not who they are at all. So I also think you need to know that it'll be challenging at times when people don't understand why they're different or what their differences are. There's a lot of people who are judgmental and ignorant about it, but it could be a great journey.
A Week in the Life tells the story of Jillian Quigley, a 16-year-old Asperger girl. Jillian has invited us into her life to experience her school and family life for 7 days. She allows us to experience Asperger's through the lens of her personal journey.
So Asperger's is a differently wired brain and is typically characterized as somebody who has a very specific focus. They can hyper-focus in on something for a very long time, and I call this freight train brain. But because of this special ability, they sometimes can struggle with social skills or recognizing sort of what to do in social situations. The trouble with Asperger's is there can be a stereotype where a person will say, well, Aspie people, they don't want friends, they don't have empathy, they don't care about others, and it couldn't be further from the truth. Just as if you were to meet a bunch of people on the street, they'd all be different. Well, if you meet a bunch of Aspie guys and girls, they're all different as well. They're extroverted, introverted, they're all different kinds. And if you characterize somebody just by the stereotype, you miss their abilities. And Jillian is a perfect example of this amazing Asperger girl who has a special ability that you would miss if you just stereotyped her by your own negative misconceptions.
Are we the only females in this house of craziness?
Well,
Grandma's in the house of craziness. She's over sometimes too. It was hard. It was more difficult before, watching her struggle socially and not understanding social cues and how to navigate through this world with neurotypical people. And middle school was awful. I'm glad we both survived it. And it was difficult watching her want at times to be different than who she is. But it's been wonderful to see her embrace who she is. And high school has been a great experience so far.
We all have certain gifts, and when we find them, we learn who we are. Jillian has found herself through theater.
of course he could break those ropes and get up and destroy the lot of you, but he's promised his life to save Edmund, the son of Adam. See?
Not only has Jillian found her strengths, but her Asperger's traits allow her to focus longer than most others on her special interest, which is acting. What defines success for you?
Well, the things I put on my paper, there is forming solid relationships with people, because it depends, no matter where I work, I have to be with people sometime or another, so I have to be hospitable with them. And also another thing is time management, because having to balance between my hobbies, free time, and school and later on work, because I'm not really that great with managing my own time. Since I tend to get distracted, and it's like I know I should be working on this, but instead I'm doing this. It's just kind of, just tedious, I think. Is that the right word? I guess. Another thing I put was actually getting out of here and graduating. I'm doing well in school, so it's not as big of a it's not that big of a deal, but there's always the what if. There's things like what if I fail a course, or what if this doesn't go according to plan, or things like that.
So with Asperger's, there is this ability to focus in on something for a very long time. It's sort of where you find your passion, but aspie girls and aspie guys can do it longer than most anybody. The problem is there are all these other things in life that you kind of need to do that Jillian experiences as tedious. And the trick is being able to get through the tedium, the things that don't seem to matter and often actually don't matter, so that you can get to your passion. And ultimately, if you knock down the tedious things, then you get to the passion where that's all you need to focus on. Jillian is able to explore music and her talent, which is her superhero ability. And when she's in this space, the rest of the world falls away. She's allowed to engage in her super ability.
The rest of his kin. Then you walk down this side while you're talking. Understand, you have given me Narnia forever. You have lost your own life, and you have not saved them. Then you're going to kind of walk back up to point 1.
Yes,
which
back
is
to...
So it's kind of like a triangle. So
yes,
1, 2.
Well, I think one of the positives is she is not distracted by a lot of what neurotypical teenagers are. So she has the ability to focus on what her interests truly are, and they're very different from potentially, she would say, mainstream pop culture. That's not what she's into. So she's free to really explore what she wants to, and dig deeper into what those interests are, which I think is great. So she's not distracted by the noise of just life that other teenage kids get involved with. And in terms of focusing at the library and volunteering there, she has learned about herself. She likes to know what her task is. She likes to be in an environment where she can work independently, and also where she doesn't have a lot of interaction while she's doing what's expected of her. So that's a perfect fit for her, and I hope that carries into what her long-term career she chooses to pursue.
Magic deep.
We've seen Jillian at home, at school, and in her theatrical rehearsals. Jillian embodies one of the most important aspects of growing up aspie. She is engaging in her world and not hiding from the things that scare her. She's embracing who she is and welcoming the challenges that bring her superpowers to fruition. Let's listen in on one of her private lessons.
Fast, make it dramatic.
Yes.
So despair and
die.
we'll go black.
Okay,
Okay, so that's a big moment. So don't
yes.
just
But
you want to make it
some drama has, but
gotta
there
have
can be
some
some.
drama, right? Gotta have some drama. All right.
When am I not dramatic?
Never. You're always dramatic.
Even when
Which
I'm
is
actually.
why you're a brilliant person in show choir.
Aw. Even
Okay.
because I have my small bipolar moment.
Your what moment?
Like my emotional moments whenever it's like the show's not going well, or it's a certain time of.
When you get frustrated.
Yeah, frustration, a certain time of year.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
We all get frustrated, right?
Yes.
So we have to learn how to handle it.
Yes.
And so, but
But.
your emotion is what makes you good in show choir.
Yes.
So that's why we love to have you guys.
Aw.
All of our kids on the spectrum are awesome because you guys just kind of wear your emotions. So it makes you really good.
Have you
on
had
stage.
any other people on this spectrum?
Lots.
Oh.
What are some of the things that you're passionate about?
As I meeting new people, my studies, my hobbies, and like film and cartoons and anime and well, you could combine those two, and theater and being with friends and wanting to fit in and having passion to just succeed.
And then acting is interesting because I think it enables her to be somebody who she's not, or she can be whoever she wants to be because she's acting. So there isn't a pressure of behaving a certain way, or she has a role that she can develop on her own and show that to an audience, which is different than I think. I think at times she feels like in the past people are looking at her negatively when she is just in her everyday life, and I think when she acts, she can be who she wants to be.
Drive on, and do please stop scratching.
Jillian's presence in the musical is a space for her to shine and love life to its fullest. But just like anybody, we sometimes have to return to reality. Thankfully, her reality is a supporting, loving family.
I would just tell Jillian that I love you very much, and my life would not be complete without you. And the other day you asked me if you were ever a burden to me, and never, ever, ever is there one day that you're a burden in our lives. So I'm so proud of who you are and can't wait to see God's plans for you.